want to read that into the record?
Certainly, and I'm going to read this into the record so that those people that are here tonight that may not be aware of this, it helps to give you the information. But again, I want to thank Arlene Murphy and Richard Lenahan, who've been great researchers and have behind the scenes kept me apprised of what's going on in Myrtle Counts, and also had expressed back in the summertime concerns about it and rallied to bring people in. Thank you to our BA who sent me to the OEM seminar, so I had a sense of understanding what we were dealing with. And as much as we need oil and resources, which we do, you know, as our president has said for the last 8 years, we have to get very assertive about, you know, trying to become independent using different technologies and clean energy. It brings about jobs and it brings about a safer environment. So please bear with me as I read this, because at least, and maybe more at this point, 13 other communities have rallied, you know, other politicians in other areas have also sent resolutions to the state. So let me read this to you, if you'll bear with me. It says, the Borough of Roselle to oppose the Pilgrim Pipeline. Whereas the Pilgrim Pipeline, LLC Pilgrim, is proposing to build a new bi-directional pipeline through the Borough of Roselle that would transport crude oil and refined petroleum products between Albany, New York, and Linden, New Jersey. And whereas the pipeline will carry oil extracted from North Dakota's Bakken shale through the process of hydraulic fracturing or fracking, an extreme method of oil and gas extraction that depletes and despoils clean water resources, creates toxic air emissions and radioactive waste, and contributes to the climatic change crisis by releasing large quantities of methane gas into the atmosphere. And whereas in February 2014, the Wall Street Journal compared oil from 86 locations around the world and found Bakken crude oil to be the most explosive, bringing this fuel into our community endangers our families, property, and environment. Whereas the Pilgrim Pipeline raises significant safety concerns for the Borough of Roselle, as well as potential harm to municipal and county infrastructure and likely negative impact upon future development in the community. And whereas the Borough of Roselle is concerned that heavy construction equipment will also be in close proximity to homes, foundations, due to the constraints of available workspace, temporary workspace usage will also severely impact the existing soil, reducing water absorption, and may increase future flooding possibilities. And whereas the Borough of Roselle Council is concerned about the hazard the project may create due to the nature and volume of the highly flammable oil flowing through the pipeline and its proposed route, which crosses through residential neighborhoods, these communities will be in their impact radius should an explosion or a spill occur. And whereas, according to the Public Employees for Environmental Responsibility, the U.S. Department of Transportation Pipeline and Hazardous Materials Administration has only 135 inspectors to oversee 2.6 million miles of pipeline, and only a fifth of that pipeline system has been inspected by them or its state partners since 2006. Whereas the potential for a pipeline explosion could harm hundreds of people, we express grave concerns about this project negatively affecting the health, safety, and welfare of our citizens. The Council's responsibility is to provide a safe environment for its residents, and this pipeline raises serious safety concerns as described above, especially since the route being surveyed is in close proximity to 3 schools, a house of worship, group homes, a Girl Scout camp, businesses, residences, and firehouse, thereby interfering with vital emergency services during construction and thereafter. There is much more to this, it certainly will be available. I don't want to read every detail and keep you here longer than you need to be. I think you get the gist of what we are saying here. And so we are sending this to Governor Christie's office, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo, U.S. Senator Robert Menendez, Senator Cory Booker, U.S. Congressman Daniel Payne Jr., New Jersey State Senator Stephen Sweeney, New Jersey State Assembly Vincent Prieto, Union County Freeholders, which by the way is doing their own resolution, all Union County municipal councils in a coalition to let your voices, because this is about your partnership, your voices be heard. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Thank you. Thank you. I also want to recognize two individuals who has worked with her and has